Hi, everybody. Welcome to Lunchtime Live. It is Thursday, so I'm just giving you an update on what's going on the site and what I'm working on this week. Unfortunately, there's not a lot going on the site because this is conference week. It's the CGOA conference, and I have been busy with conference stuff. So, in fact, in another half hour at 12 o'clock, I am going to join the Zoom for the vendor marketplace showcase and see what's up at the vendor marketplace. They're doing that every day this week at noon. So that's coming up in about half an hour, and as usual, I will put all the links in the comments of this video when it's done. Here is your weekly reminder to go link up your projects on the Scrappy Stitchers link party. Oh, you know what? Somebody told me last time that my volume was not loud enough, so I am turning up my volume. Okay. If that's too loud, someone holler at me in the comments. But okay, so Scrappy Stitchers Link Party, we have some new entries since last week, and they're really pretty. So if you haven't seen it since last week, go take a look, vote for your favorites by clicking on them, and it's open until the end of the month, and then we'll be picking the most clicked. So that's what's going on there. And then I am working on, oh, the other thing, there's a giveaway going on right now with the pom-pom wall hanging, and I'll put the link in the comments as well for that, where you can enter to win a set of Clover pom-pom makers. So don't forget to get your entries in for that. That is almost over as well. I think that runs through the first week of August, if I'm not mistaken. It's one day in the first week. I don't remember which day, but it's coming up. So make sure you get in for that, and all the details are in the post. And if you want to Google that before I get a chance to put it in the comments, it is the pom-pom wall, what did I call it? Pom-pom crochet wall hanging, I think. Or no, pom-pom wall hanging crochet pattern. If you Google that, that is the actual name of the post, so that should come up right on top. So that's that one. And then what I'm working on right now is another stuffed animal. This one is going to be a bunny in the same sort of flavor as the elephant and the lion and the bear cub that I made. So this will be a baby bunny. Right now I'm trying to get some cheek shaping going on in here, but I'm playing with it. I was hoping to have this out by yesterday, and you know, life happened. So I'm still trying to finish it today to get it out to you tomorrow. It may not be first thing in the morning tomorrow, but I am hoping to have it out to you tomorrow because I haven't done anything else all week on the blog because I've just been swamped with all the conference stuff. Speaking of which, I told you all about it last week, but if you didn't catch that or if you're still interested, go check out the CGOA website. There's still a few free events going on. I know Sunday is the social, which is going to be a lot of fun. It's a virtual social gathering, so that'll be fun. And there's classes. I'm going to sit in on Vashti's class today. It is sold out. Vashti's classes for this week are sold out, but the classes are not just during the conference week. The classes are ongoing for right now, at least for the next few weeks. I think we've got 6 weeks of classes lined up. So be sure to check that because some of those are still available. So if you are missing conference and you want to take classes, check that out over there. And I will again put the links there. And it's crochet.org, and if you click on conference, you'll get to all of the information for the conference. But check out which ones are open for registration. I think Edie's is coming up, Edie Ekman. And she still has a few spots left in one of her classes. And then there's, gosh, you know, I don't even remember who's next. I know Lily's in there. But just check it out. The whole schedule is over there. Check it out and get into the classes because they're apparently going very well. I'm going to see my first one today. Gosh, I'm all over the place. I keep skipping around. I was talking about the bunny. This is the bunny. I know it doesn't look like a bunny, but here's the bunny's ears. Aren't they cute? So I've got 2 little bunny ears done, and you can shape them any way you want and when you attach them. So I think that's going to turn out really cute. And again, hoping to have that for you tomorrow. But the main thing that I promised I would show you guys today is how to do this stitch pattern that I've been struggling with what to call it, because it's not technically a wrap stitch. It's sort of a spike half double crochet that wraps around other stitches. And I've seen it called a crossover stitch, but I don't really like that because it's not really a cross stitch. I might call it a crossover spike stitch. Although it's not even really a spike stitch because it doesn't go to the next row. So I don't really know. I'll come up with something, I promise, by the time I'm done with the pattern. But I'm going to flip this around so you can see what I have been working on. This is the actual yarn that I'm doing the pattern in. This is from Brenda and Heather Yarns, and it's kind of a metallic-y sort of gray, and it actually is a gradient, so by the time I'm done it's going to change from this very dark gray to an almost white light gray. But this yarn is small. It's a sock weight yarn, so I didn't want to show you in this yarn. I'm showing you in this purple larger yarn. This is basically the stitch pattern, and these are those crossover stitches that I was having so much trouble naming. So this is the right side. These are what those crossover stitches look like, and I might actually, the more I think about it, the more I think I will call it a crossover stitch, because none of the other words really work. But let me show you what it is. Okay, so I'm chaining 3 to count as a double crochet, and then I'm going to skip one for that crossover stitch for later, and then I'm just going to work 4 double crochets. I'm going fast on these because they're just regular double crochets. Okay, sorry, 3, not 4. It's a multiple of 4 for the pattern. But okay, there's 3, and there's that one skip stitch, right? So now spike stitches technically go a row below, so I can't really call it a spike stitch. So yeah, a crossover stitch. It's not going in front of these stitches, and it's not going behind these stitches. It's going over it, so it really wraps the stitches up. But it's not a wrap stitch, because I'll show you a wrap stitch later. But so what we're going to do is we're going to yarn over, because it's a half double crochet. We're going to yarn over, and we're going to insert our hook into this stitch, okay, the one that we skipped. But we're going to bring the hook out from behind when we grab the yarn so that it wraps up all those other 3 stitches, okay? Now notice how, oh, hang on, let me zoom in a little bit. There we go. Notice how I pulled this loop up really big to the same level as the loops on my hook. And that is kind of like what you would do for a spike stitch, which is where I was getting that. But see how it's wrapped around the back of the stitches as well? I don't want it in front. In front would look like this. If I went in, pulled this out in front, and did this, the whole stitch, all those loops are in front. There's nothing at the back. And that's not the look I was going for, okay? So you want to make sure that you are wrapping around all of those stitches and they all get kind of encapsulated into this stitch that you're making. And then you finish it off just like a half double crochet, yarn over and pull through all 3. And that is how you do that crossover stitch. Then you're going to skip one and do the next 3 stitches. Now I'm going to show you what a wrapped stitch is so that you can see the difference. So I'm skipping that one. Okay. Now for this, I was going actually into that skip stitch, right? A wrap stitch doesn't go into the stitch. In fact, a wrap stitch, we wouldn't have skipped a stitch at all. So let me make 3 double crochets here. A wrap stitch would kind of turn your work sideways a little bit, okay? Do your yarn over, and then it would come in between the stitches. So suppose I wanted to wrap these 3 stitches, right? I'm going to come in between this stitch and whatever's next to it, and I'm going to wrap around the actual post of the stitches. Okay, so you can see how that sits a little bit higher. It's up near the top of the stitch, whereas this goes all the way down to the bottom of the stitch, okay? But the neat thing about wrap stitches is you can do multiple wrap stitches. So I could wrap, and it doesn't have to be half double crochet. Let me do a wrap stitch that's just single too, okay? So no yarn over, and I'm picking this up like that, okay? I could wrap this like 10 times if I wanted to and create this kind of bundle Let's do 4 because we had a multiple of 4 before. And then suppose I come down here and slip stitch here just to secure it. So a wrap stitch looks like that. That is a bundle of stitches that has been wrapped. So that's a different stitch. So don't get confused with all the names. Everybody calls things something different. I think I am going to go with crossover stitch because that seems like the best name for this. But that is the stitch that I'm doing, not this. Okay? And that is all I had to show you. I'm going to show you the crossover stitch one more time, I think, just to end with that. Let's see. Skip 1, 3 double crochets. Okay, so now here's the crossover stitch. Yarn over, insert into that skipped stitch, pull up a loop, draw it up nice and big. Tension is important here. A little too loose is better than a little too tight. So then yarn over and pull through all 3. Okay, a little too loose will just give you a slightly bubbly wrap. A little too tight will cinch everything together and mess with your tension and your gauge, and that is not a good thing. So if you want a nice rectangular piece, err on the side of a little bit too loose. It makes the texture even more bubbly. And that is everything I had for you today. Let me just pop over, change screens here and see if there's any comments. Let's see. Ooh, refresh. There we are. I'm checking on Facebook if there's any comments. If you guys have any questions, just want to say hi, whatever, pop in, let me know you're listening. And I am about to find you. Really, I am. Okay, where's the live video? There we go. Oh, turn off my sound. Okay, it looks like no questions yet. And let's see on YouTube. Oh, hi, Beth. Hey, you can hear me better? Okay, great, great. All right, so the next time I know that to keep my sound up this high for the videos. And that's everything. So I will see you guys later. Hopefully I'll see some of you in about 15 minutes at the vendor marketplace and at the other events going on this week for the crochet conference. All right, talk to you later. Bye.